Well, the current state of Red Bull Racing is one of flux at the moment. We're busy preparing the new car. Yeah, everything so far is just about on target. The whole team's worked incredibly hard over the winter period to regain the time that we lost during the latter part of last year. But touch wood, everything so far is currently on schedule. The late engine decision last year was reasonably stressful because obviously there's a whole design department waiting on the answers for what they should be designing the car around, and at different points in the year there were different permutations, different possibilities, but thankfully we found a solution, suitably in time, and the time that we lost, the team have worked incredibly hard to recover. So it's testimony to their hard work that we'll be at the first test. The progress we made at the end, or certainly during the second half of the season of 2015, we're looking to build on that momentum and carry that momentum certainly into the early races. It seems that our colleagues in France have made some good progress over the winter as well, that should be staged in its introduction into the car. So yeah, hopefully we can be optimistic of a reasonable showing from Melbourne onwards. Well, Daniil's first season with the team last year, was one of evolution for him. He's still very young, and only his second year in Grand Prix racing, he was, thrust into the limelight in a Red Bull Racing seat as a replacement to Sebastian Vettel, and I think he coped with that pressure pretty well. His performances grew and grew as the season went on. He finished the season ahead in points to Daniil Ricciardo, and I think he gave a good account of himself, and I think with that benefit of that experience going into now what it will be his third year, his second with the team, I think he's just going to have that much more confidence, that much more awareness of what's coming, and hopefully we'll be able to give him a better car, and we'll continue to see his talent shine. Daniil's second year with the team was obviously much harder than his first. The first year he won 3 races, was third in the World Championship, and was really the moment that he arrived in Formula One. He had bigger challenges to face during 2015. He coped with those well, with that trademark smile, and never let anything get him down, and produced some fantastic drives, particularly in Hungary and in Singapore particularly, stand out. But I think, the combination of the two Daniils is a great combination. It's young, it's dynamic. You can see the two drivers have a competitive rivalry, but they get on, and they work very well together. They have a similar feel for the car, and from a development point of view, that's extremely useful. Well, all of the teams obviously haven't stood still over the winter and will be targeting significant gains. Where we match up to that, we have no idea until we get to the first race. We can only do the best that we can, and then we'll be measured obviously at each Grand Prix against our opponents. I hope with the progress that we're able to make that we will have managed to close that gap to the cars ahead, but you can never tell, and it's very difficult at this time of year to make any form of predictions before you see the cars obviously in action, because it's a time of year we have no idea what our competitor teams are up to and the kind of gains that they've obviously been finding. There's a lot of discussion about 2017 at the moment. Nothing is actually fixed. There's some critical meetings coming up in the next week, and as usually when you're trying to find a consensus, perhaps a consensus isn't the right solution for Formula One. I think that Formula One really does need to grab the regulations by the scruff of the neck and shake things up a bit, particularly on the chassis side, to make the cars more challenging, more demanding, and to make the driver a bigger component than they currently are, and to see their skill, to see the differential between the drivers. And 2016 is an evolution of the 2015 regulations, so you're probably going to get a similar running order, particularly in the first half of the year. And of course, once regulations are fixed for 2017, teams are going to have to pick the relevant moment to turn their attention to whatever those new regulations may be. My hopes for this season are that we genuinely make progress from where we were last year, that we get our heads down and we really develop the car well, and that hopefully, with some performance coming on the power unit side as well, that will only enable us to hopefully get closer to some of our immediate rivals. So there's always an air of excitement the first day back at school almost, for the curtain lifting on any new season, and the car's going to look quite different. It's a new livery, it's a strong livery. We'll have announced some interesting partnerships for the first Grand Prix, and it's exciting. The start of any Grand Prix season is full of hope for the year ahead, and Melbourne's a great place to open the Grand Prix calendar, and obviously with it being Daniil Ricciardo's home race, we'll be looking to fare as well as we possibly can. It's great to welcome new partners to Red Bull Racing for this year. Tag Heuer and Puma are two exciting brands that we're welcoming to the team, and we've even got an engine called a Tag Heuer now. So it's exciting times. There's further announcements that'll be forthcoming in the weeks ahead, and it's an exciting period for the team. It's to have partners of that caliber is great for Red Bull Racing, and we look forward to working with them in the seasons ahead. I think it's fantastic to have seen how the technical team have worked, throughout this winter. I think as a collective group, they've done a fantastic job taking the strengths of RB11 and morphing that into RB12, addressing hopefully some of its weaknesses. And I think it's been the real epitome of true teamwork. And I think our technical team is doing a great job, and hopefully that will continue to evolve through the season. I think one of the biggest results out of 2015 has been the morale of the team, of all the members of the team, and how they've focused on getting their heads down and focusing on their roles and producing as competitive a car as they can. Obviously, the uncertainty during last year of what engine partner we were going to have, what the long-term commitment of even the team and Red Bull was to Formula One. They've addressed that in the best way possible by focusing on the job in hand and working solidly together. And I think they've really demonstrated a fighting spirit, a competitive spirit, and a real determination to get this team back into a competitive position. And hopefully we'll be able to realize that during the course of 2016.